Nowadays, it seems like a lot of agents out there are using Facebook-generated final expense leads. And a lot of people who do use those complain that just nobody picks up the phone, that they'll dial and dial and dial, and seemingly nobody ever answers. In this video, the job of this video is to answer what you should do about that in order to get more results out of your Facebook final expense leads. My name is David Duford, owner of Duford Insurance Group, where I train and recruit agents nationally to sell things like final expense, also annuities and Medicare, and we do so on a over-the-phone basis or face-to-face basis. So again, a lot of agents nowadays, including a lot of my guys that sell final expense in my agency, use Facebook-oriented final expense leads. And a common complaint is the inability to get a lot of them to pick up. So what I'm going to do here is just drop a couple of tips to you on how to reverse that trend, get more results out of your Facebook final expense leads as it relates to getting more appointments. So first of all, ask yourself, is the vendor you're using any good? I hate to say this, guys, but a lot of Facebook final expense lead vendors suck. They do. They're bad. There's a lot of them now. It's a cottage industry. There used to be only a handful a couple of years ago. Now it's just grown like a weed. And a lot of these guys just shovel crap back and forth. They do poor lead generation tactics. They use terminology in the leads that say it's free. It's just garbage. And in my agency, I'm very selective about who I recommend to my agents, and I'm down to just one or two Facebook lead vendors now that I recommend because I simply don't trust them. So a lot of the problems people get with Facebook leads, in my opinion, somewhat stem from the quality of said leads and the vendor they select. So ask yourself, ask other agents that you're associated with, who are you using with results? That's the key question to ask. If your friends are saying, your agent friends are saying that these leads aren't good, you should probably trust them, especially if you hear it a couple of times. So stay away from the leads vendors in Facebook that don't work, number one. Number two, incorporate the triple dial method. This will work if you're a telesales agent. This will work if you're over the phone or a face-to-face agent, but you book your own appointments. Many of us just call the lead and then hang up if they don't pick up and call the next one. And we go round robin through this process. But what you don't realize is that our clients, and including every single person in America, are in a particular pattern with how to deal with invasive phone calls that they don't know who they are. They simply look at the number, decide within a second if they're going to answer, then go about their business and aren't impacted by it anymore. If we call only once, we fall into that predictable behavior. We need to break the pattern, and we need to do something different to get people to pause, think, and take action on our calls. So how do we do that? We do it using the triple dial method. And here's how it works, just like it sounds. We call, they don't pick up. We wait 5 seconds after we hang up. Repeat it again, call, wait 5 seconds after it goes to voicemail, then call for the third time. Here's what's going to happen when you do this. While you may think, oh my gosh, these people are going to be nuts and thinking we're crazy calling them this much, here's what's going to happen. The first call is going to be like any other call. They're just going to ignore it. The second call, they're going to look again, stop and think, is this somebody I know? I don't know. This is kind of strange, but I'm just going to see what they say on voicemail or see if they text me. Then the third time you call from the same number in that short period of time, now they're panicking. Did somebody have a car wreck? Is somebody in trouble? Somebody hurt? Is this my grandkids? All of these worries will start formulating in their mind where the risk of not picking up is greater than the risk of picking up. So many people on the third attempt begin to pick up the phone and in a panic answer saying, hello, who is this? They're interested now, they're listening closely, and you've got them, okay? And then you can go through your script, and again, for those of you doubting this strategy and thinking, well, my clients will be pissed off, wouldn't you rather have a pissed off client who's on the phone you're talking to than not talking to them ever in your life? You may not have an opportunity to sell them insurance, and this strategy allows you to continue some kind of conversation with them. So what if they say no? I would rather have a no than a maybe, and nobody picking up the phone is a maybe, and it drives you nuts, okay? And that's probably what puts more people out of business than a no. So triple dial every single person that you call. Other strategies to use is make sure you're using a phone number with a similar local area code. It's kind of hard in major metropolitan cities to do this, I get it. But if you have something similar or close by, the pickup rate's a lot better than if you're in California and you're calling into, I don't know, Colorado, or so name some other state. They're going to know that this is probably some telemarketing attempt, and it's going to lessen the impact of people picking up the phone. So try to find a phone number that's local. You can go on to Google Voice or Skype. You can buy a local phone number for the area that you're targeting. Google Voice does it for free, and you'll find that your pickup rates improve immensely. Also, make sure you're calling at all hours of the day. Try starting at 8:30 in the morning. It's actually one of the best times to call, between 8:30 and 9. People will pick up. Also, call from 6 to 9 o'clock. From 8:30 to 9 is some of the best times to call, okay? A lot of people just are there at home. They're not expecting a call, and when you dial, they're more inclined to pick up. Couple that together with the triple dial method and a local phone number, you're going to get a lot of pickups from that. Also, try the weekends. This is a good strategy if you can't get them to pick up during the week. Maybe they work during the week. Maybe they're on second shift and they sleep during the day. Call them Saturdays. 9 to 1 o'clock is a great time to call. Sundays are even good, from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock at night. You'll get a lot of people that never would pick up the phone that would then, because it's Sunday. They're not expecting your dial. So also make sure that you dial through your numbers a number of times during the day. It's not just enough to triple dial through your leads, then come back to them in the evening. I want you to triple dial, let's say your 30 leads. If you get done in an hour and you've got 3 more hours of call time, start over, do it again. Blow the numbers up. Don't be coy about calling. Call and call and call and call and call. I don't care if it's 10 times in the same day. You've got to be constant about it if you want to get any kind of leverage out of this system. And repeat and be consistent in it. Also, sometimes people just won't pick up the phone. There's going to be a group of people or a group of your leads that just don't pick up the phone. The president could call and they wouldn't pick up. So what's your solution there? The solution there is, if you have the ability to, and the not compliance, but the permission to, based off of your leads, is text them. Text them the same kind of script that you would use over the phone. Hey, this is David Duford calling about that information on Facebook you requested on state-regulated final expense. I tried calling you, but no answer, so I'm trying to text you. I'm going to be in your area tomorrow. Wonder if I could stop by 10 minutes to give this to you. The information requested at 10 or with 2 would be better, right? Something like that in text form works good. 97% of texts get read too. So if you're trying and calling, and it's likely what you, obviously the number you got is a phone, a cell phone, so just text them and see what happens. I would not recommend abusing text messages, and certainly only doing if you've got prior authorized permission. Don't send more than 1 text, in other words, would be my thoughts on this. And last but not least, please don't be afraid to just door knock these people. Just because they're Facebook lead doesn't mean they're not door knockable. They're actually very door knockable. Just go see them, tell them you tried calling. It's your job to deliver this information that they requested on Facebook, and ask to speak to them on the spot. That will work very well. I've got actually several agents in my agency buying Facebook leads, and many of them just door knock the leads. They don't even bother calling, and they do just fine. So I don't know if I can remember all the tips I gave you. Use the triple call feature, get a local number, call at weird hours during the day, at all hours during the day, and certainly the weekends, and then make sure you door knock these people if all else fails. These are really good strategies to get the most out of your final expense Facebook leads, as they tend to not answer as much as, say, a direct mail type of lead. But utilizing these strategies, you're going to get a lot more out of them, and hopefully more sales. If you like this kind of training and you want to join a final expense agency that takes training seriously and wants to help you become a top producer, that's what my agency does. It's very simple to learn more how it's done. Simply go to the links above or below and then learn more about my agency there and proceed forward if you like what you see. If you got comments, suggestions, feel free to leave them below. I'll be happy to answer anybody who leaves anything below. And again, last but not least, thank you for watching. I appreciate your viewership to this and commitment to my work. Hopefully it helps you out somehow. David Duford here with Logging Off. See you next time. Bye.